Everyana Sidney from Year 6 Innovative of SK Bahang, Penampang. I'm a school pembimbing rakan sebaya and a bookworm too. I really love stories that involves animals and nature. Reading stories about animals is sort of therapeutic and it gives me the peace of mind that I need most after a long day at school. I have one sister who are also fond of reading. Just like me, we share the same hobby and passion towards reading. Obviously, dear friends, my hobby is reading and writing stories. Plus, English is my favorite subject. I just love to unleash my imagination through stories. Hence, reading improves my writings. I have always dreamed of becoming a teacher one day. Wish me luck! In 2022, I had the opportunity to participate in the school level English Week Amazing Race competition. Thanks to my English teacher who have never failed to encourage us, my team and I managed to get third place in the competition. I also represented my school in the Sabah State's level STEM water rocket competition recently. We didn't get any placing, but my teacher never stopped motivating us to try again. Thus, inspired by my teacher and sister, I decided to take up the challenge to join this year's nomination of Anugerah Nilam. So, today, I would love to share with all of you my 5 favorite books. Let's begin with my most favorite story. The Milkmaid's Dream. This book is written by Hina Chaturdevi. It has 16 pages altogether. It's about a milkmaid that loves to daydream. She always dreamed of becoming a very rich woman. One day, she was carrying a pot of milk on her head to sell it in the market. She started daydreaming that she would get a lot of money once the milk is sold. And with that money, she would buy eggs. Then, the eggs would hatch into chickens. The chicken would grow into hens and lay eggs. With that, she would start a poultry farm. After becoming rich, she would then buy a house like a palace and a car. She would then be treated like a princess by her servants. After that, she would get marriage proposal by a handsome princess, but she would decline all of them. As she was so drowned into her daydream, she accidentally shook her head when she was imagining a marriage proposal refusal. The pot filled with milk fell from her head to the ground and the milk flowed away. She cried for the silly mistake. The takeaway we are getting from this story is daydreaming is of no use, and if you want to be rich, work hard and never give up. The next book is entitled How the Camel Got His Hump. This book is written by Miles Kelly and it consists of 23 pages. This story is about a camel that didn't want to work for the man like the other animals. He was the most idle when anybody tries to speak to him. He will just say hump. Every single day, dog, horse, and ox always try to play and work with the camel, but all the camels can say was hump. That evening, the man caught the 3 animals. He told them that the camel won't work. They have to work double to make up for it. They were angry. The idle camel strolled by, laughed at them, said hump, and walked away. So the 3 animals went to the genie and told him about the camel. The genie began to think of a great magic. That day, the genie cursed the camel. His back began puffing up into a great big hump. The camel went away from the howling desert sadly. The moral of the story is, never be lazy and learn to work hard. The next book that I would like to share is An Honest Woodcutter. The book is written by Hina Chaturdevi. It contains 16 pages. This story is about a woodcutter who was cutting a tree near a river, when suddenly his axe slipped from his hand and fall into the river. He was very unhappy because he couldn't find his axe anywhere in or near the river. He just sat on the bank sadly. Then a kind water fairy appeared and asked the woodcutter what happened. He told her that his axe has fallen into the river. He was very poor and not sure how to feed his family now. The kind water fairy wanted to help him. She dove into the river and found a golden axe. And then, on the second attempt, a silver axe. But for both attempts, the woodcutter says, "That's not my axe." The fairy was very impressed by the woodcutter's honesty, and she gave 2 of the axes to him, plus his original iron axe back. The lesson we can learn from this story is, we have to always practice honesty. My 4th book is An Ant and the Grasshopper. The author is C.V. Everyana. This book has 16 pages. It's a fable about an ant that worked hard in a hot day. To find food for the winter season, while the grasshopper was dancing, singing, and being lazy. In fact, no one else was working. Everyone liked to stay in their homes comfortably. But that did not stop the ant from finding food. The grasshopper laughed at the ant. He even asked the ant to listen to his song and enjoy the summer. Then time passed, and it started snowing. The grasshopper felt very hungry and cold, but there's no food for him. He went to the ant and asked for food. The ant refused to help him and asked him to sing through the winter. The moral of the story is, it's best to prepare for the day necessity. Finally, my 5th book is The Woodpecker Fly High and Low. This book is written by an unknown author. It consists of 16 pages. It's about a woodpecker that was very gifted and wise. During King Solomon's reign at that time, he was chosen to be the messenger. One day, King Solomon asked him to send an important letter to the animal kingdom. The letter must not be read by the enemies. The woodpecker flew high and low across the sea to avoid the waves and storm. Then he flew across the jungle. He flew high and low to avoid the enemy's arrows without any issue. Finally, he delivered the letter to the animal kingdom. He was praised by the king. Since then, the woodpecker flies high and low, and the birds praise his style of flying. The moral of the story is to use your gift and talent wisely and be proud of yourself. That's all from me, everyone. I hope that my review could give you some inspiration to read books and explore the world through readings. Reading is more than just adventures and imagination. It's a gift you can open again and again. Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Thank you for listening and have a great day ahead. Goodbye everyone.